folks, I'm back again. Guess what? Chad ain't. He's still down in Virginia, chilling with his family down there, celebrating his birthday today. So if you ever want to send out some birthday wishes, please do. We got Brandon back, driver of the number 71 sportsman car out of Thompson Speedway. He's here, looking all trimmed up over here.
Yeah, I figured after the last time I had to clean up a little bit, you know.
Hey, there you go.
Kind of look like a bum.
So, what do you got to say about things?
Been a long week, I can tell you that much.
Right?
Been working a lot, 7 days, 7 12-hour days, man, so. Other than that, let's get into some racing.
Right? We had an interesting weekend of racing this weekend. We had Christopher Bell absolutely fucking dominating the race down at Richmond. I mean, he just, it was no contest. I mean, he didn't lead a couple of laps, and then he just went and won it. There's just really not much to talk about with the Xfinity race, because he just fucking dominated it. That must be a good fucking feeling.
Hey, no better feeling.
Right?
You know?
And then we got Richmond itself. That race. Mont Truex, he picked him.
Yep.
Hell of a fucking race that guy put on. He got spun out, still won the friggin' race. We have a new Idiot of the Week award going out. We had, I mean, that race did mostly what we expected it to. It got strung out quick. We had really good racing back in the pack, though. I mean, the TV coverage did not do it justice with that track. There was racing all over that track all night long, and we just couldn't see it. Chad was there. He told me about it. We'll do a little special show next week when he comes back, and we'll get more into detail about what's actually happened there. But wow, that was a good freaking race as far as I'm concerned, but the TV coverage didn't do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, just like anywhere you go, any type of racing, a lot of, some of the best parts of racing sometimes are in the middle to the back of the field, you know?
Right. People trying to get that lap back position.
Right, exactly.
And just racing from position, trying to get a top 10 or a top 20.
Right.
Those guys are just tearing at each other.
Absolutely. What I was saying is, you know, I can remember when I started racing, and it sucks when the camera guys, they're always up front. They want to see what's going on up front. Everything's always up front.
You can't exactly blame them.
No, absolutely not. No, I agree. But you know, sometimes there's some good shit that goes on in the back.
There is.
And like we have the Idiot of the Week and your guys' NASCAR thing. You know, they have idiots of the week in our racing division.
Multiple.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty funny when people are beating and bashing each other for to not have last place. You know what I mean?
Right.
People destroying thousands and thousands of dollars of equipment just for last place, you know?
Right.
It's pretty funny, but hey, I've been there. I've done it. We've all done it, you know, but as long as you're having fun, I guess that's what matters, right?
Right. And I mean, this coverage was the same thing that happened at Loudon. It happens at Loudon every single time, because I've been there so many times and recorded the race and then watched it, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the same race I was watching, because when we're racing at Loudon, it's constant all over the track.
Yep.
Somebody racing for position, somebody racing for lap down, somebody racing for this, somebody racing for that, and you just don't see it in the coverage. I mean, they got the top 10 locked down. I mean, they were all over the top 10. But, you know, that lucky dog position, you know, 20th, I mean, absolutely phenomenal racing. Guys just on the edge, 2 wide, 3 wide. I mean, you can't beat that, and we don't see it.
No. And I tell you what, 3 wide racing, 4 wide racing, that's where it's at.
Right.
That's fun. Because that right there, especially 4 wide racing, at the tracks that I race at, I can tell you, if you're going 4 wide, it's basically whoever has the biggest sack.
Right.
That's going to keep their foot in it. And
either the biggest sack or is stupid enough to not lift.
Yes. Yes. And let me tell you what, we've all done it a couple times, and you get to that point when you're like, holy shit, I'm in the middle of the corner, I gotta lift.
Right.
I gotta lift. Your balls are basically in your throat at that point, you know?
Exactly.
But hey, if you can get the car to stick, the more the merrier, you know what I mean? Hammer down.
Yeah, if you're in that third lane and holy shit, the car's still sticking, stay in it.
Yep, absolutely. Use somebody up, you know what I mean?
Right, if you're using up somebody on the, like, the guy on the inside is completely using up his equipment.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy on the outside is a little loose.
Yep.
You're actually racing the guy right next to you.
Absolutely. Yep. No, I agree 100%. Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be a blast.
It is. It's
Gotta be a blast. I've raced once on an oval in my life, just once, and I had absolute. It was bucket list shit. It was so much fun racing that modified at Seacon.
Yep.
And it was a blast. It was an absolute blast racing that car.
And you're talking about those cars that are on 14-inch wide tires.
Right. It was a full-out modified.
Yeah.
I mean, and there was 4 heat races leading up to the main.
Right.
And I finished top 4, top 3 in those mains.
Right.
And made it to the heat, to the main, and it was just so much fun. If I could have gotten a ride, I wouldn't be sitting here right now being like I'm just a fan. But I am just a fan.
Well, folks, as you see, there's a little bit of a change done to the sign today.
He earned his number on there.
You're right, I did, actually, and that's for you guys doing the sponsor thing for me, helping me out with some parts for the car this year. You guys got it right there,
Hey, we're happy to do it. I mean, we're a NASCAR show, but there's no reason why we can't support the local race fans.
Absolutely.
Local racing.
Yep.
And you're here now helping us out.
Hey.
So, it's a good thing.
Always a good time to talk about racing,
Right. I mean,
you try to talk to the woman about some racing, and she'll listen for a little while, and then she'll basically tell you to shut up because she's had enough.
Right. My wife's basically the same way. I mean, when I'm watching my racing, she's either cleaning or cooking or folding. I mean, doing anything but disturbing me while I'm watching the racing. She understands that racing means a lot to me. It means a lot to us guys. And there's a lot of ladies out there that really love racing.
Absolutely.
My wife isn't one of them.
There's actually a lot of ladies that like to race too.
Right. Yeah, we got some really good upcoming girls.
Yes, I agree.
And Natalie Decker, she can fucking race. We got Chad's girlfriend there.
Haley Deegan.
Haley Deegan. I mean,
she's a hell of a wheel girl right there.
Yeah, she's the thing is I've been noticing about her is as much press as she could get, she's not going for it because she's trying to do NASCAR right. She's trying to come up, she's trying to learn, and then instead of trying to be a flash in the pan.
Right.
Because she could be.
That's good. No, that's good. I mean, if I was in that position, I would try and do the same thing.
Right. I mean, she's young, she knows it, and she knows she's got a lot to learn. I mean, and to try and at her age to just jump in to these, Xfinity, NASCAR, even trucks. I mean, she's not even trying. She just wants to win a championship in
the K&N Series.
The K&N Series. She wants to win a championship in ARCA, and that's going to show her most of the track she's going to face.
Yep.
And if she can do that, and if she does it the way she wants to do it, that's, you know what?
Teams all over are going to be begging for her.
Begging! Mm-hmm. I mean, from Xfinity on down.
Yep.
I mean, NASCAR guys, because Danica there kind of ruined it.
Yeah, but she was a crybaby.
Yeah, I mean, she ruined it for girls in racing.
Yeah,
I
agree.
They came in there with all the hype in the world, and she didn't do jack.
But she looked good doing it.
She looked good. That's all she really did. She looked good, having some of the most spectacular crashes in NASCAR.
Yeah.
I mean, she had a couple of them that was just like, wow, how the hell did she walk away from that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, I remember her hitting the inside wall coming out of turn 2. I forget where it was, in Talladega, somewhere fast. And she hit so hard that her steering wheel went from in front of her to up like this. She had taken her hands off it because that's what you do in Indy. And she goes to put her hands back on it. It's like it's way up here. She's like, what the fuck? She couldn't turn the car because it hit so hard.
A lot of the times they tell you if there's nothing that you can do to save the car and you know you're going to hit the fence, they want you to take your hands off the wheel
so it doesn't break your thumbs.
and at least cross your arms or try to hold them down, you know what I mean? You break your forearms, you break your fingers, you know,
right.
As soon as you hit, that wheel spins.
Right.
And there is no stopping that wheel when it
your
starts
fingers
spinning.
aren't going to stop it.
Right, correct. And talking about somebody like we talked about last week for Idiot of the Week, she ruined a lot of equipment, man. A lot of equipment, a lot of cars, she made a lot of drivers very unhappy.
Yes, she did.
She was running.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate to shit on the poor girl, but hey,
I'm just saying it like I see it. She ruined it for girls in NASCAR. It's going to take a couple of seasons. It's going to take somebody really special to come back into the Cup Series.
I think if Haley could get in there, I think she could prove her way up.
Right?
I'd like to see it.
And she just needs to. I mean, I said it back in episode 13. If we get a girl driver with good equipment, a good team, backing her up, she will run just as good as from the 42 on up in that fucking row right there.
I agree.
And to listen to the guys that would be so fucking butthurt because they're getting their asses kicked by that girl, it just gives me so much fuel to just go off week after week after week.
It's funny you say that because there's a girl in our division at Thompson who runs the street stock.
Yeah.
The number 2, Megan Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
She's a younger girl. She's around, I believe she's around 17, 18, 19, somewhere right around there. But I tell you what, she drives the shit out of that car, and it kind of pisses me off because she runs up front. You know, it hurts my ego a little bit. Sometimes it makes you feel that big when you see
this girl goes blowing by you like you're standing still.
Absolutely, you can't take nothing from her. You know what I mean? Because hey, we all know she's got good equipment. We all know she's got the crew chief and her whole crew behind her and. They do good work, and
it takes talent.
Don't get it wrong. She has definitely been through some equipment, but she's got some good equipment, and she'll drive right on past you.
Right. I mean, that's what I've been saying it. It's all about if you got a good equipment and a good team. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you are. You could be fucking a Guatemalan from fucking Guatemala, and if you can drive, if you got talent, and you get that kind of equipment, you can drive, and you can win. It's money plus talent.
Well, see,
because you can have the best stuff in the world, and guess what? You're going to be down the end of this road.
Well, just like the regular NASCAR. I mean, when on last week's segment, when I said when Dale Earnhardt died, NASCAR died. You'd beg to differ. I didn't mean NASCAR died altogether, but things changed drastically.
It was the end of an era.
Yes, and when that era ended, see, it used to be all about who had the talent, who had the balls. Right. You know what it is nowadays, Sully?
Who's got the money?
Who's got the fucking money? And that's all what it's about now is money.
Right.
It don't matter if you have talent. Talent don't mean shit. Hey, if you had the money, you can sign right up there too.
Right.
Sign your life away. Give them a fucking check. You can drive one of those guys too.
If you want to make a small fortune in racing, you use a big one to start.
Absolutely.
But you're not going to win a championship without talent.
No, absolutely not.
No, that top, all the cars facing this way, those guys got a lot of talent. The 6, and then on back, it's not so much.
No.
except maybe Kurt Busch. I mean, he's got talent, but he's also a whiner, just like his brother.
Right. Oh, well, must have run in the family, you know?
Yeah, hey, brothers are brothers.
Yep.
That they are. But, I mean, money will get you there, but it takes talent to win.
Absolutely, I agree. So, you know, let's get into Idiot of the Week.
Oh, yes.
What's your Idiot of the Week pick today, so?
My Idiot of the Week today is Eric Jones.
Oh.
You got disqualified. It's not maybe not him, maybe the crew chief, but the sound of a Saturday night puke in the middle of a fucking 7-Eleven parking lot hitting that fucking pavement. Eric Jones, you're the Idiot of the Week. Because how do you do that? Fourth place, disqualified. All your points gone. Everything you tried to do, you get a 1, 2, 3, 4 Gibbs finish. No, you don't.
You know, it's funny, talking about disqualification. Honestly, this year there's been a lot of disqualifications.
Bell got a fucking.
Yep.
AJ Allmendinger, Denny Hamlin. There's one other guy that I'm forgetting, but it's not unheard of this year to be disqualified, just everything taken away.
Well, you know
that race did not matter.
You know what they say in racing, man. If you're not trying, you're not cheating. You know what I mean? So
the old Eddie Guerrero. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's right. That's how it goes, honestly. Let's be real. You think everybody out there is running the same exact goddamn shit?
Those crew chiefs out there and them engineers, they read that rule book and they push those cars right up to it.
Absolutely.
They are right on the edge. It's every once in a while,
yeah,
they go over.
That happens.
But what I heard from the NASCAR and all the interviews that I saw about it, and the actual guys that did the testing, it wasn't just. It was like,
yeah, it's a big jump. You know,
it was
nothing like it was blatantly cheating. You know what I mean?
It was way more than they could. No, they couldn't do it. They could. Fuck, he failed.
No,
he really did fail.
What did he fail tech for?
It was. I'm pretty sure it was something about the ride height on the back end of the car.
Okay.
So something about his rear suspension was just so.
Could have been rear suspension. Could have been body template too.
No, it wasn't the body template.
No.
It was something to do with the rear suspension.
Okay.
There was something way off about the rear end of the car. So.
Not when it's blatantly obvious.
I mean, did it happen on track? Is it something they did on a pit stop to get the car to hook? Because it wasn't earlier in the race. I mean, he was competitive.
Being high in the air.
No.
Only thing I can think of is, I mean, if he came in for a pit stop, maybe they put a shit ton of wedge in it, jacked it up, you know. But
compound that with damage in the race, it might have went way the fuck out. But it was enough that they couldn't overlook. Not even with the kind of chances that Gibbs and all the Toyota cars have been getting this year. I mean, they're blatant failures and nothing's been called. Especially with Kyle Busch.
Oh, Toyota's been up there this year, man.
I hate
to say it, coming from somebody like I said before.
We're Chevy guys.
I'm a big GM guy. You know what I mean? I'm not Ford. I'm not Dodge. You know, I'm strictly GM, and you know that ticked a lot of people off when they put Toyota in there. You know.
Right, and next year they're going to be announcing a new manufacturer. Who the hell is that going to be?
Who only knows? Who knows?
I mean, what? It can't be Honda because they're committed to Indy.
Right.
So what? Subaru? Fucking what? Fucking Mercedes? What I would actually like to see is Chevy or Ford bring back their like a Buick.
Yep.
Or a Mercury.
Yep.
Cadillac. Or a Lincoln. That would. I'd be like, fucking hey, that's awesome!
You know,
because we know Dodge isn't going to come back because Fiat ain't going to let them. Fiat owns Chrysler, and they ain't going to let them go back.
No.
We all know it.
No.
If by a miracle, Fiat says, and nobody told nobody nothing, and nobody knows anything, and nothing leaked, and Dodge does come back, I think that'd be the best of all.
I think so. I think it'd be cool to have Dodge
Dodge Charger back out there, that would
Absolutely.
be absolutely phenomenal. But
Right.
we all know it's just probably not going to happen. But besides that, having a fucking Buick out there or a Mercury.
An old boat. Bring back the old boats for a season.
Well, they'd all be the same.
That'd still be cool though. Go
Right, or a
back.
Cadillac, or a Mercury, or Lincoln. I mean, fuck, you got the car, you got the manufacturers, and
Right.
they're all Ford and fucking Chevy, but they have been for a long time. I mean, we had Plymouth and Dodge on the track at the same time. They were both owned by Chrysler. We had Chevy and Pontiac.
Yep.
We had Ford and Mercury's out there.
Yep.
Why not do it again? Why the hell not? That's my question for the fans. Come on, answer me. Why not? Now we got next week. The Roval.
The Roval.
My God.
You like the Roval?
I really do. I thought that was one of the most entertaining races of last year I'd seen last year. Because all the right turns you're going to see in NASCAR up to the Roval were road courses.
Right. Watkins Glen, fucking. What's the other one there?
Oh, California there, yeah. But, I mean, they're good. Those are fucking great tracks. But they ain't a Roval. They're in an infield racetrack like they do, say, the 24 Hours at Daytona.
Right.
They use the infield.
Yep.
And that's a great race. I don't know how many people out there have actually seen the 24 Hours at Daytona. That's fucking awesome race.
Yeah,
Great.
I've actually watched some live footage from that. You know, because they go live
Right.
and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. You know, down in where I race at Thompson Speedway, they have what they call the 24 Hours of Lemons.
Yes.
And what that consists of.
I always wanted to do that.
Oh, that's badass. That consists of is you cannot pay more than $500 for a car.
Yeah.
And you got to cage it. You know, you could put money into it, but you can't buy the car for more than $500.
Right.
And it's like $750 to enter your car.
Right.
And I think you can have up to 5 people. So you split,
Yeah, you know.
$750 up between 5 of your friends.
Well,
and
it's
you go
all
out-
for fun anyways.
Oh, absolutely. You go out
Absolutely.
there and you beat the snot out of a car and.
It wasn't last 24 hours.
Right,
That's the whole
that's
thing.
the question. You know what I mean? That's
While
what
beating the snot out of it with what? 50, 60 other guys doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, and
There's a lot of them out there doing that.
There is.
It's a big field.
I live a mile from the track, and I can hear it all night long.
Right?
And it's actually pretty funny because nobody thinks of going to a racetrack at night really much anymore, especially
Right.
a short track. And it's funny because it's one of those nights. Say, I don't gotta work tomorrow. You just get up, drive a mile to the track, so you live a mile away from the track,
Right?
walk into the stands for free, and you watch everybody beat the piss out of the cars.
It's gotta be a lot of fun.
Now, talking about road course,
Road course.
for a while, they had a little thing with our style cars, the street stocks.
Right. That's gonna be hard.
We could run the road course with our cars. Now, a couple things you got to change on the car. Oh, more than a couple things.
A
But
lot.
drastic thing. If you're talking about setup, you got to change a lot. But drastic things would be like shit, like the oil pan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we have windage trays in our oils pan,
Right.
so when we're going around the corner, it holds the oil, so the oil's not sloshing around everywhere.
Right.
You know. So now we got to change our oil pans, change our setups, and this and that.
That
On it.
translates right to the NASCAR. They're not bringing the same car they brought to Richmond.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, they're
way.
bringing something
Completely-
custom made for that race.
Oh, absolutely, completely different.
Right.
Completely different.
From the top teams all the way down to the bottom tier teams. They're not bringing the car that they brought to fucking Watkins Glen
Nah.
or Sears Point or any of those. They're bringing something custom made for the Roval. Why? It's a playoff race.
Yep.
And 2, it's a cutoff race. I'm pretty sure it's a cutoff race
Yes.
this week.
Yep.
And when they started building these cars, they started building them last year. They didn't even know they were going to be in the playoffs or not. Every single team has got a custom-made car that they started building last year that's coming to this track. So to pick a winner for this week is good. I'm going with Momentum, Mark Truex Jr.
Yeah, and honestly, I couldn't disagree because I'm going to go for the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's momentum. He's got momentum that would freaking stop the Titanic in its tracks.
I mean, you're talking about somebody who got spun out and only lost 3 positions.
Right. He started 4th.
Kept the car going straight and then walked by him like they were standing still. Now, I don't know about you, but I know from being a driver that when you spin out and you get shit all over your tires, you can, under caution, you can kind of clear them off and shit, but it don't come off right away.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
that hurts your tires spinning. They're going 200 miles an hour.
No, he was coming out of that corner probably about $120, $140.
Still.
But when he hit, he stood on the throttle. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was like, wah! Came around and kept going. I mean, he did it quick. And that standing on the throttle left his back tires clean.
Oh, yeah.
His front tires,
but still.
I mean, he had to go down the bottom of the track and come back out.
Spinning those tires, so that creates heat.
Yeah.
And
he had the caution, though, and cooled him down. He did a very good job with that.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%.
I'm pretty sure everybody pitted on that.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
And, I mean, he came out of that smelling like roses. I mean, spin and come out. I know he started 4th. Yep. I don't know if he made a couple spots on the pit stop or not. I must have been fast forwarding. I don't know. But it was an amazing job. And he's got momentum like nobody's business right now. I mean, you can't say that there's no way he's going to not sweep. You just can't say that. Because the possibility of him winning this race.
Oh, it's real.
It's a real possibility. Oh, yeah. And we got another bunch of guys over here that are really good at road courses. The 4-car, he can freaking turn a corner. It doesn't matter which way it's going. The 11, the 22, those guys are sick road races as long. And the 2, 18, he's hit or miss on those road courses.
You know what's funny is back in the day when I used to watch, NASCAR with my uncle. A lot of my favorite races were the road course races.
Right.
Like Watkins Glen and stuff, because, back when they first started putting cameras inside of the cars, not just outside cameras, because,
right.
You got to remember, this is back in the early 90s.
Right.
They actually had cameras inside the cars. Watching some of those guys like Earnhardt, man, coming in and watching them do the fancy footwork.
Right.
Heel toeing. It's insane. Watching downshift, upshift, get back to the throttle, down to the brakes, they got the heel on the clutch, their toes on the brake, just doing the fancy footwork. That's some amazing shit, man. And that saves a lot of time.
Right.
It does.
But with the clutches and the transmissions these guys have, they hardly even have to touch the clutch. Mm-hmm. They're just doing it all with the throttle.
Yep.
And you got to give it up to the engineers for that. To be able to work a car to work on a road course and not use the clutch.
Yep.
That's
a lot of those.
The engineers, you guys are wicked fucking smart.
Yeah, shifting like that is it's gold. You know what I mean? To not have to be able to use a clutch is a big thing.
Right. I mean, the wear and tear on those moving components between the engine and the transmission, to just keep them locked up and not have to.
Right.
That's gold.
Yeah.
Gold.
Now I forget, folks. Let's say if you know the type of transmission that they use for that, let us know, because I tell you.
I'd like to know. I know it's not a sequential deal.
It's in the back of my head, but honestly, I forget what it is.
I have no idea.
It's a clutchless 4-speed. I forget exactly what they call them, but write us up. Tell us what they are, folks, if you can remember.
Yeah, give us a little shout out on that.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to bring us to our last little bit here. Who do you think's getting eliminated? We got the 4 cars down in the back there. Probably the 12, the 10, 88, 24, 14, 1, and 20.